Hello everyone, my name is Ed Sexton. Um, I am from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I am the father of three beautiful children, Savannah, Kristen, Barry. Kristen, Barry live in Georgia. My wife in Savannah and myself live in Rocky Mount. I am actually in the final year. I believe it's going into from second to third, the transitional part of the counseling program at ECU. I enjoy counseling. I enjoy this program. It is a very good program, and I have learned so much in the process of studying from different professors. My hobbies are, first, when I have a stressful day and I have time when I get home, is I like to get on my motorcycle and ride. That is a very relaxing experience for me. To be riding on the back roads, enjoying the scenery, and just being free. Freeing my mind up from different problems that I have. Another one is bicycle riding. I love that. Whenever I'm not riding, or whenever I try to exercise as much as I can, bicycle riding around the neighborhood and maybe on a few little roads not far from the house is another way that I relax too. And another thing is spending time with my daughters and my grandchildren. I do have two grandchildren in Georgia, which is one major factor about us wanting to get back after I graduate. Excuse me, guys. After I graduate, I'm looking into two areas of going into. First area is working maybe at a traumatic unit or traumatic facility, dealing with veterans. I am a veteran myself. I have just completed the program in traumatic brain injury, the classes that were required. I really feel like that I could be an advantage to veterans working with PTSD. Years ago, I felt like I had part of it, or I had a touch of it right after I got out of the military way years ago. And I have learned to deal with it, and I have learned to use that as a learning tool to work with other veterans. And the second area is school counseling. I enjoy working school counseling. I'm a teacher also at Southern Nash High, and it's kind of hard when you balance out teaching and counseling, especially if you're dealing with special education children. That's who my principal has put me dealing with. I'm teaching inclusion classes, and it's really an experience. It really is, and it has taught me a lot and actually enhanced my counseling strategies. Strategies I can use in working with kids, whether they're EC, special ed, or regular ed. After reading the family life cycle, the areas that I felt that were important to me, really it was two, and that was the greeting and the social phase. By reading these, I can see how both of them can correlate. When you greet, you want to welcome and identify the family members and begin to introduce them to the setting and to the therapist. The family, when they come in and they start talking to the therapist, they're going to be very hesitant. The key factor here as a counselor and a therapist is that you have to develop a trust between the family and the therapist. They're going to feel you out, and you're going to feel them out in regards to what they say, how they do. They're listening to, if you're listening to them, if you're paying attention, or if you're somewhere else. Families, in my opinion, what I've seen, do not want to be there. But they know, they've accepted that there is a problem that needs to be resolved. So I really thought that was a very important key factor. The other one, again, which is the greeting. The other one is the social phase. And I can see how the greeting can go right. Of course, you see it's on the paper. And I can see how the greeting can correlate so much with the social. Because, again, you have to develop trust. When you develop that trust between the therapist and the family, they tend to open up more to the therapist, okay? The problems that they have dealt with, okay? They want to, they're there for a reason. They're there to get the problem resolved, and they're there seeking advice from the professional, being the therapist. And you as a therapist, myself or whoever, need to listen, need to develop that trust. So I really thought that this was a very important factor in regards to the discussion. One takeaway I got was from the reading in chapter 1, 2, and 4 from this unit was the one dealing with loss. Okay. One of my colleagues, I was looking at her discussion board, and she really was so right about when you lose a family member. Of course, I've lost my sister in a matter of 15 to 18 years. I lost my sister, I lost my brother. I lost my dad, and just recently I lost my mom 2 years ago. And I still haven't accepted that to a certain. I've accepted it a lot more, but it's really important and to accept it even more. I really thought it was good because if I didn't have my wife and all my children, the support group as they are, I would really be in trouble. I mean, because they have been there. My wife just a year and a half ago lost her mom too, and she was very close. So we both worked together to support. The key factors here that I got from chapter 4 was the one word I just mentioned, support. You need to have a support group. You need to have a support system there to reinforce when you fall back in the insecurity of, the insecurity of depression. I mean, talk it out. Spend time. So that really hit home for me, because I know the importance of when you lose somebody and lose different family members. Just recently, which matter of fact, 2 months ago, my aunt died, and my wife and her were very close, and that really took a toll on her. So just to kind of let you know, I really thought chapter 4 was a good chapter after reading it. So I will be talking to you later, and take care.